If you find yourself identifying with a sun sign's description that isn't your own, it's usually because you have that energy in your chart as well. This is why you want to have a full birth chart reading. Explore that landscape of planets and signs that make up your individual horoscope. You can even compare and contrast your chart with your lover's and get a deeper understanding of that relationship. A reading can be an inner adventure that can change the way you look at yourself and tame the chaos within. At the end are all the ways you can get in contact for a birth chart reading and full astrological services. In the meanwhile, let's talk about love and sex according to the fire signs. Aries likes the game of seduction. It tests the situation. My troops are at the border. Can I advance? It's got to be a challenge. They're drawn to sport, the hunt, the chase. Actually having the person they won is another matter. We know Aries feels compelled to superimpose a grand story onto the mundane world. It wants to be daring and dashing. So it is, like the other fire signs, fantasy prone. Fantasy puts them in a more titillating world where big and stimulating things can happen. Aries likes to bring scenarios into the bedroom, even those bodice-busting flyaway scenes from the cover of a Harlequin romance. You see, in fantasy, they can break all the new ground they want. Otherwise, it's easy for them to get bored with love and routine lovemaking. They've got to keep it interesting. They can be turned on by a little anger or conflict too. Fire is their fuel, and fire is born in friction. Also know that warriors are made vulnerable by having a lot to carry, so Aries' inclination is to go light, not to settle down. They aren't nesters by nature. The ram enjoys expressing dominance, but the funny thing is that in a serious relationship, they'll generally pick a person who's an ongoing challenge. In bed, you may need to tell them to slow down, but also think about the adventure they seek. It's not that you can't fulfill all their needs and there's something wrong with you. The fire signs can't fulfill all their own needs either because their needs for novelty are huge. Leo oftentimes doesn't have a bedroom. They have a lair with lots of creature comforts for the lion. If Leo has some skills, they usually fall into the category of a generous lover because they like to show off and provide good experiences. They want people to have good memories of their kingdom. They're likely to see sex as play for adults and want it to be a positive part of life that aggrandizes the people involved. Love and sex are both creative acts for them. When lions mate, they do a lot of affectionate nipping, so Leo can be affectionate too. The theatrics for which they're so famous can carry over into bed, and they also have a way of making it magical because Leo's one of the signs that never grows up. Exerting personal will is important to Leo, so they'll usually tell you what they want. When they're bathing in their own light, they have no sexual inhibitions at all. They seem to like the theme of dominance and submission, and don't be surprised if they've fashioned out a vision of what they want to do. That's not much different from a fantasy, except it's bigger. This sign can also be jealous, though. Why would you need anyone else? What's better than being with the king or queen? What's brighter than the sun? However, when they do love you, it can be a grand experience, and they can be quite loyal because that's the regal thing to do. Sagittarius is the sensation seeker of the zodiac. It needs thrills and chills. You ask them to do it on a roller coaster, they may very well take you up on that. I remember once with a Sagittarius, we did it in the lobby of a movie theater, right where people were coming off the escalator. I was slim then and wearing a raincoat. Sag likes to be tantalized and can be quite imaginative. Those fantasies show up again. You might say all the signs fantasize because almost everyone fantasizes, but Sag will use them not to enhance the experience, but in a way take them out of it. Take them out of the reality that they're having mom and pop sex with someone they've known for 16 years. Sagittarius likes freedom. So it's one of the signs you find in open relationships the most, where all manner of interesting things can happen. And it can be pretty wild with Sag, bucking bronco wild. Don't forget, for centuries, the sign was associated with the randy, lusty satyr who believed that if you touched anyone in just the right spot, an overwhelming desire would be unleashed. They like to expand horizons, push the boundaries. We're talking about the archer, a wanderer, someone for whom settling down isn't high on the list of priorities. So the quality of love and sex has to be good in their estimation to stay. They like sex to be fun and entertaining. It's best if you're with Sag to have your own life too, because they need some space. Of course, Sag is excessive in most ways, so don't be surprised if they're excessive emotionally, in love, and in the bedroom. Thank you for watching Secrets from an Astrologer's Desk. Fire between the sheets. I'm Joy. More videos to come. And do me a favor, please like and subscribe, suggest video topics, and keep watching. Next is all the ways you can get in touch for an in-depth, individual birth chart reading and full astrological services.